Today we're going to be talking about the 1 year anniversary of the coup in Myanmar. On February 1st, 2021, the military junta took control of the country. They imprisoned the recently elected government officials right before they were about to take office that day, and so in the early morning, they went and arrested them. The whole country was obviously very upset about this. The country was kind of emerging out of a military-controlled government. They'd had a quasi-democratic system in place. They had free elections, and many of the military had lost some of those seats, and they saw that they were kind of losing ground, and the military leader was about to retire, and so he decided to go ahead and take full control of the country again. The whole country filled the streets. I mean, there were hundreds of thousands, maybe millions on the streets in protests all around in every major city in Myanmar. There were protests, and it was quite incredible. It was peaceful. The military didn't immediately respond, but soon they started to respond swiftly and deadly. There were people that started to be shot, died, many were arrested. Soon the streets that used to be filled with protesters, now they were stayed at home, and they were in fear. The military would go around at night, dragging people out of their homes. It was a terrifying time in those early days. The military has started to target the tribal areas. So Myanmar has always had tribal areas that armed themselves and wanted some sort of independence from Myanmar itself. They wanted autonomy. However, the military didn't want to lose control of these different mountain tops, and so now the military is actively targeting these armed groups. There is a shadow government now that is in place in Myanmar that's ruling from abroad, that's trying to encourage people to continue the democracy movement. However, the military has full control of the country. The shadow government recently had declared that everyone take up arms and fight actively against the military. So this has been very confusing on the local church, because some of these armed militia groups that are in the mountains are believers, and many of you, I'm sure, have seen or heard about the Free Burma Rangers, and so it's been hard on the church, because this shadow government that wants democracy in the country, wants freedom, wants it to be open, is saying pick up arms, and so it's a great time of trial. The economy is down by 30%. I saw recently in an article there is mass poverty. Many of the new believers that have come to Christ over the last decade with the church planting movement where we're working in live day to day, and so our church planting teams, as they followed up with these villages that have been reached, and doing member care with them, are providing aid and relief, as well as when we go into new villages and share the gospel. Our church planting teams have these gospel tracts and portions of the gospel, and they're sharing that alongside rice or dried fish, oils, cooking oils, dried noodles, just to help people have a few more weeks to eat, because many of them live day to day, and they are without. And so continue to keep Myanmar in your prayers. Of a pandemic and now coup, and so it's just really devastated the country. So please continue to keep them in your prayers. We continue to meet with the leadership team weekly over Zoom, and so please continue to pray that those lines of communication stay open, that we can continue to follow along closely and continue to meet their needs for Bibles. We recently got in some Bibles into the country, which was a real blessing. So I want you to continue to pray. The Lord has provided in amazing ways, and we still need your prayers. We still need your support for Myanmar and the people there. So thank you so much for listening today, and may God be with you.